Hello, I'm Dr. Andrew Allen from Midwestern State University, and that was the third All-State Etude for TMEA for the 2017-2018 school year. Again, just like the first one, this can be a little bit nasty in terms of technique, but I hope you take just a few pieces of advice and it'll make your life a lot easier. First of all, we have leaps in this piece. They're much more limited than the first Etude, but the same advice applies. You need to relax your hand. If you ever find that you're shooting fingers out, that's going to inhibit your success quite a bit. So I would advise practicing in front of a mirror, low tempos, and if you see any flash of a finger coming up farther than it needs to, slow it down enough where you can just focus on those fingers for a while and keep that focus going as you practice those little areas with all of the leaps. Also, we have a lot of repeated articulations in this piece, which for some of you will be quite easy. For others, it may be a challenge. Now, just as I've said with some of the other etudes, people get in trouble when they start pulsing their air along with their tongue. We're not meant to do that. Okay? Your airstream, in most cases, should be constant. You should be blowing whole notes, just like I always say, and the tongue needs to do the work. So what I advise for a lot of these articulations, first I would either hold a note, the value of the 16ths that are repeated, such as the first bar. I would have you guys start by going. And then when you get to the point where you can articulate that, don't do anything different except in your tongue. You still have the same intensity going through the note. You're blowing through the note. It sounds much better. You'll avoid a lot of problems that way. Same thing with all of these passages. If you find yourself having difficulties, make sure that you play the legato with your fingers in lock first. Make sure that you can play that evenly and smoothly before you try to apply the articulation. And again, go slow, work your way up. All of this will be much easier. Now, through most of this, you have a lower note passage, and every once in a while you'll have a higher note pop out of the texture. This occurs several times throughout the piece. You don't need to focus on that high note. You need to keep blowing through the low notes, and the high note's going to take care of itself. When people start having problems again in this is when they start trying to place notes, high and low, high and low, high and low, and then you get into all kinds of weird contortions, and it's just not good for you. So it's like the high note never occurred except in your fingers, okay? Just blow a lot of air through the horn and you're gonna be just fine there. And again, practice slow, practice slow. Dynamics are important in this piece. We do have a decent amount of contrast. It's kind of going back and forth between piano and forte, but that needs to come through very clearly. Musicality has a whole lot to do with this piece. Remember, we're not trained monkeys just putting down fingers. This needs to make people feel something. It needs to take it on a little journey. So it's important that you remember that throughout. Now, again, anytime that you have articulations, do not pop the airstream. Keep it going solid throughout. By the way, for both this and the second etude, I actually have two other videos where you can see maybe a slightly different interpretation, some slightly different comments that I have. Etudes 2 and 3 just so happen to be Etudes 2 and 1 in ATSSB for this school year. You can go to my website or you can find them on my YouTube channel. So if you want to take a look at a slightly different interpretation playing wise, because I recorded them a few weeks ago, or commentary, check those out as well. I hope this has been helpful for you all. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please email me, andrew.allen@mwsu.edu, or contact me through my website, allensax.com. I look forward to hearing from you, and I wish you good luck.